morning from No Limits, Texas, as it says on the virtual retaining wall. We are ready for championship night, the fourth and final leg of the playoffs, and the championship to be decided for Season 2 of the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. Tonight, from Texas Motor Speedway, it's the Remington 250 finale. Live on LSR TV, your home for sim racing, now in 4K Ultra HD quality. Good evening, I'm Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Greg Rentz. I'm from North Carolina, he's from Washington, and from the heart of Texas. I always wanted to use that line in the broadcast as I remember it in a song. Charles Wooten from Texas is in the producing chair. Greg, this is it. One more race for all the marbles. And bottom line, it's just a race, because when Braxton DeWeese, the native out of Ohio, takes the green flag for High Five Racing, he is the champion.
Yeah, what an incredible season for Braxton DeWeese here going into the finale, Wesley. 5 wins on the season, far and away the most in the series. A dominating season. It took him about half a year to really get it going, Wesley. He did not win until the Daytona Road Course, right around the midway point of the season. But from the second he won that road course race, the second half of the season, pure domination by DeWeese, picking up 5 wins entering this championship finale, putting a stranglehold with 2 playoff victories here, with a win at Watkins Glen to start the playoffs on another road course, and then Bristol last week to wrap it up. Braxton DeWeese, all he has to do is take the green flag, and he will be your Season 2 champion, as he's going to lead that High Five group right by there. But Wesley, we still have 167 laps to determine a race winner at Texas. All eyes are going to be, of course, on DeWeese winning the championship, but this race is very much still wide open.
You're exactly correct on that. Again, tonight's race analysis coming up here, the 411 for tonight. Be able to check it out thanks to raceontexas.com. And tonight's race format information will include, of course, practice ongoing right now, 2-lap qualifying, and then 167 laps, 250 miles. And these drivers will be given a total of 7 total sets of tires. The set that they're on virtually to drop the green, plus another 6 sets in the pit area. Fuel window will be between 28 to 30 laps, as the fuel cell is only at 50% half capacity, and they will be allowed 1 fast repair. So, Greg, keys to the race: clean air is king. Be careful in turns 1 and 2. One groove and it could get in trouble. And, of course, you want to get up to the outside groove as best. Save those tires. And then, of course, this is the last race of the season. You ain't got nothing to lose.
You got nothing to lose, as our champion DeWeese has said a couple of times here on LSR TV. This is your final shot to, and I quote, lick the stamp and send it. And you're going to see quite a few drivers doing just that here tonight. They know this is their last chance of this season to really get some work done on the iRacing server and try to get a victory. Not a lot of cars here tonight, but all the heavy hitters are here, Wesley. Ross Tatum currently on top of the board. Joshua Altus, who still is hoping, praying that something goes wrong with Braxton DeWeese before the start of the green flag and he can have one final shot at a Hail Mary. But he is here hoping for a miracle, but odds are it's not going to happen. You've got guys like Jack Ely still searching for that first win. Matt Dyer searching for that first win. Caleb Smith, over winner. Rob Sherwood, Michigan winner. You got guys who are still looking for some momentum going in towards Season 3. Jacob Grant, another one. Guys who are just looking for that first win, for the second win. Try and get some momentum and see if they can build some momentum towards Season 3.
We'll keep an eye on all these drivers again as they prepare to go. Now, I know the car count is a little bit down than what it usually would be, but honestly, these are the final racers of the season, the final drivers ready to go here at No Limits, Texas. Quick break. When we come back, we're qualifying here for the championship and the Remington 250 finale on LSR TV. back here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Well, qualifying will be coming up. And they are not wasting any time. Watch that scoring ticker on the top left. Greg, this is it. Final chance to qualify. And for some of these drivers, like Zachary Peterson in 96 for MP Motorsports, a way to redeem themselves after what's been a roller coaster dismal season.
Yeah, Zach Peterson has definitely had what we would call at LSR TV a disappointing season, because he has had some of the worst luck here this season that we've seen in quite some time on LSR TV. But one final shot to try to shake out the cobwebs, build some momentum towards season 3, and hopefully get himself a good finish here to wrap up the season and end this one on a high note as he roars down the back stretch with qualifying now officially underway. Drivers still making their way out onto the racetrack, but Peterson going to look like is going to be the first one to set a lap. No, that goes to Jacob Grant and Keenan Massey, a couple of high five boys laying down laps first. There's Peterson's 29.423 sitting third right now. Fastest in practice was Ross Tatum in the number 1, who just now took the green flag for his first lap. He has a win at Martinsville this season. There he is. So Ross the boss looking to build some momentum towards next season as well. Won at Martinsville, trying to end it on a high note here in Texas.
Ross Tatum, we'll see what he can do in that Coca-Cola number 1 machine. I listen to that sound for the final time this season at Texas. See what they can do. .895, a little bit quicker for Ross Tatum. 28.734, and there he is from Ohio for High Five Racing. Greg, all he simply has to do is have a good qualifying lap. Right now, second best, and he can be the champion at the drop of the green flag.
Soon as he crosses the stripe to take the green flag, Braxton Deweese will be your Season 2 champion of the SNB Cup Series. Actually, no, we're hearing he does have to complete a lap. He does have to make it to the stripe on a lap 1 in order to officially clinch the title. So Joshua Altus is sitting here in the number 94. He's coming around to finish his second lap right now. You're watching Matt Dyer in the number 88. We'll talk a little bit more about Matt Dyer here in a second, but Joshua Altus, he goes to third. He's going to be right behind Braxton Deweese. And he knows Deweese can't get, or can still lose the championship if he doesn't make it to the line. I'm not saying anything, but can you imagine if just something happened right on the start of this race?
Yeah. And again, all Braxton has to do, he has to complete a lap on course, obviously. That's one of the rules, even in the NASCAR rule book. Even though you take the green, you have to officially complete a lap. He could literally take the green flag, pit on lap number 2, and call it a night. Not saying that that's what Braxton Deweese is going to do, but could do that. And, point voyage, you're the champion. It doesn't matter what happens.
And we don't say Deweese will do that. And Deweese is going to be looking for win number 6 on the season for sure. He's going to want to win as you watch Matt Dyer. Let's talk a little bit about Matt Dyer here. Let's go back to what I was going to say as he goes in 8th, because Wesley, he almost won that race at Charlotte, a track very, very, very similar to this racetrack in shape. This one a little bit of a different configuration after a remodel about 3 years ago now. But Matt Dyer, so close to winning at Charlotte tonight, has a shot at Texas to get a win to seal the deal. 14 cars have taken time here in this one. So getting set for qualifying, Ross the Boss Tatum, fastest in practice. He's fastest on the speed as well.
So Ross Tatum, the man of the number 1 machine, will go to the top board. We're mere moments from the final race of the season. When we come back, It will be the starting lineup presented by ComServe Wireless. Quick break. We go green on LSR TV.
Realtree Timber, developed to own the flyway, has taken the hunting world by storm.
Work like a champ.
Hunters are finding that the versatility of timber works no matter what game you chase.
Hot dog, look at this.
Right there.
Whichever game you pursue, timber has you concealed.
This timber in this hardwood bottom looks great.
Unbelievable. Realtree Timber. Own the outdoors.
Yes. It's the final race of the season for the finale 250. Wesley Outland, Greg Rance in the booth, and it's now time for the ComServe Wireless starting lineup for the final time in Season 2 of the SNB Cup Series. Here on the pole, Ross Tatum, the number 1, and the man to the outside, who just has to drop the green and be the champion, leading 1 lap. That's Braxton DeWeese in the 15. Row number 2. Row number 2 in the field. We'll find Matthew Gilliams, the Talladega winner out of nowhere in the playoffs in the 28. To his outside, the Daytona winner and the runner-up in the points, unless some craziness happens to Braxton DeWeese.
Joshua Alt is going to be on row number
Just take it, Greg.
or outside of 4. Jacob Grant's going to roll off in the 5th position in the 52 with Caleb Smith to his outside in 6th. Keenan Massey, high five teammate of Grant, will start behind him. A CEM teammate of Caleb Smith, and Matt Dyer starts in 8th spot. Jack Ely, he's still searching for that first win of the season, starts alongside Robbie Helms in a TRD throwback inspired car from the looks of it, if I'm looking at that correctly. Christian Gardner of Realtree in the 11th spot. Zach Peterson going to start in 12th. Shotgun on the field is going to be Cody Terry and Rob Sherwood. 14 cars, 167 laps here to wrap it up here from No Limit, Texas. Ross Tatum going to lead him to green here in his number 1 body armor Chevrolet.
And that is
tonight.
the lineup. Thank you again to ComServe.
Tatum going to lead him to green. So race fans, for the
Can you
final
guys hear me?
time,
We're having
here
a delay or
in
something.
we're having a go here. Ross Tatum getting set to go 167 laps, field in his hands, pace car ducks in for the final time here for season 2 of the SNB Cup Series. Ladies and gentlemen, field picking up speed. You have a race. Let's kick some asphalt.
We are underway. We are underway at Texas, and congratulations to Braxton DeWeese in the number 15. He has officially, Greg, locked up the championship for Season 2 of the SNB Cup Series. Now all he has to do is focus on win number 6 of the season.
He's got the championship, but now it's all about trying to win number 6. Up front, though, noticing Matthew Gilliam's having a little bit of a connection issue, and this has been a thing going on the iRacing server for the last couple of days, Wesley. There have been a lot of connection issues with some of our drivers. There you see it right there. Matthew Gilliam's blinking in and out. This is an issue with iRacing right now that is being addressed. They decided to go for it here tonight for 167 laps, but this is a problem that has been unfolding. Right now, it looks like Gilliams is the only one right now experiencing that. So while that's good for the rest of us, it is a problem for Gilliams. Sits in 4th right now as Deweese fights to hold off Matt Dyer. Remember, these two had some words exchanged after Charlotte when Deweese picked up that 3rd win of the season. Caleb Smith right behind them. Up front, though, Jacob Grant leading the way into number 52, but he's got heavy pressure from Tatum and Altus as the caution's out for the first time. And we'll take a look and see if we can figure out what happened. Looks like Zach Peterson in the 96 going around.
Problems for Peterson of the 96 machine. Under caution for the first time here at No Limits, Texas. Here is your replay of what happened on the speedway. Watch the 96, had some help.
Ooh.
Williams got into some other cars, and around me went.
Yeah, saw some contact. This is a tight end, loose off replay. We apologize for the wrong replay graphic there, but this is a tight end, loose off replay. Peterson in the number 96 had the contact there. You saw him go around, but there's your race leader, Jacob Grant in the 52, who is looking for that first win of the season, Wesley, and trying to finish it off with a good run. Leading the way early, it's Grant, Tatum, Altus, your top 3.
So we are under the yellow flag here for the first time. Greg, they come to pit road. What do you think, or is it just still too early?
Still way too early, Wesley. This is a new racing surface, still only a couple of years old, and at the time it was scanned, it was still virtually brand new. So we are going to probably see these guys stay out. Couple of fake outs, and looks like everyone is going to stay out. That's what I thought. I thought it was way too early to come down pit road, especially with only 5 laps on this set of tires, with 6 sets of tires on pit road, plus the set that you start this race on. So still too early for pit stops. I think you're going to see your first round probably, I'd say lap 30 or so.
So under caution in the early going of the Remington 250 finale at Texas. We'll take a quick break to thank our sponsors on the series. Back with more on LSR TV, now in 4K Ultra HD.
Realtree Timber, developed to own the flyway, has taken the hunting world by storm.
Work like a champ.
Hunters are finding that the versatility of timber works no matter what game you chase.
Hot dog, look at this.
Right there. Whichever game you pursue, timber has you concealed.
This timber in this hardwood bottom looks great.
Unbelievable. Realtree Timber. Own the outdoors.
Back here at Texas, light off of the pace car. Getting ready to come back for the restart. Greg, still a lot of racing here left go. And, you know, Does the race change for Braxton Deweese, knowing that he's a champion? Will that make the aggressive meter ramp up for him? Not saying he's not aggressive. He's already been really, really competitive all season long. But that gives you that mindset of knowing, okay, I'm the champion now. Now I can go out and focus on trying to win the race.
Yeah, now you're going out looking for win number 6 on the season. You already have the most wins locked up. Next closest is Spencer Hardison, who's not here tonight with 3. So you have the most wins locked up. You're trying to double up on that. You can get 6 wins on the season, double what anyone else was able to pull off this season. 6 out of 16. Plus, Wesley, that non-points race at Charlotte we had as a surprise when iRacing was having other server issues. They're able to get it through this time as the green flag is back in the air. We're back underway, starting lap number 10. But remember, Deweese also won the All-Star race that we didn't stream on LSR TV, but it was kind of a surprise All-Star race that did not have all of the field because there were server issues going on, but Deweese won that one as well. Up to third now as he gets around Ross Tatum trying to follow Joshua Altus.
Underway to the back straightaway. Jacob Grant, a.k.a. Pillsbury, in the number 1 spot. Altus, the Daytona winner, the runner-up of the championship, looking down to the inside. Got a run on Grant. Peaks there, back to the tri-oval, or through the dog leg, if you will. Back to turn 1. He'll stay to the bottom of the racetrack and carry the champion Deweese with him off 2.
Deweese to the outside, Tatum inside. Caleb Smith making his way up forward. He's +1 from his 6th starting spot. Biggest mover of the race so far is Jack Ely behind him, +3 right now. Under pressure though from Gilliams to try to get that spot back, and a push coming from Matt Dyer on Ely. Right now the biggest mover of this race, and scratch that now Cody Terry up 3, so move Terry into that position as Jacob Grant leads the way right now.
Back to the back straightaway. Throwing a little block up there to not allow Grant to stay to the lead. That was Altus trying to move something up on the outside lane. Reel them back in. They come back to the corner. Back across. Another lap in. Texas. And it is still Grant out in front. Everyone all nipped up tight with one another. Down the back straightaway. A lot of racing here left to go. This is 167 laps, 250 miles for the final event of the season. And here comes Tatum now, hooking up with Deweese on the lead. Altus inside, Greg looking door to door in turn 1.
Gonna come up second, they made contact! Tatum's gonna squeeze through. What a save by Grant. And Ross Tatum saying, you know what, nope, I'm squeaking through here, but Jacob Grant is gonna be the big loser in that one. Great save by Grant. More contact up in front of him. That was Peterson in the 96. Got together, I believe, with Matt Dyer. Peterson chasing it up. Remember, he already has had one issue. We got a big wreck on the front stretch. It's Peterson, Grant, Gardner, Terry, Sherwood. Helms going up on his side. Keenan Massey's involved. The entire second half of the field is caught up in this one.
Almost 5 cars involved in a big one. And here is your tied in loose off replay.
4K.
Got to fix that, producer.
Tied in loose 4K. Off 4K replay. All right, let's take a look at what happened here. It starts up here, contact right there between Grant and Peterson. Started that one. We'll have to take another look and see what transpired there. As you see Helms going up for a ride. Those were the wildest ride of it. Let's take a look. See what happened coming through the quad oval.
Through the quad oval.
Pick up the 52 of Grant. There's the initial contact right there as Altus lost ground too. We were so caught up watching Grant fall. Altus was falling back like a rock as well. And right there, he tried 3 wide and they get together. They just pile in, and then all of a sudden, Robbie Helms is saying, hey, oh, nice fuel cell on the 18 car. And we're under caution for the second time tonight.
Yellow flag, second time. Do they come to the pits? That's the question. Are we still too early? Remember, 28 to 30 laps on a tank of fuel and a set of tires.
They're coming.
Here comes the cavalry on the pit lane, led by
Tatum.
Pillsbury and Tatum and everyone else. There goes Deweese. They're all coming to the pits, Greg.
Ross Tatum in the body armor #1. Again, body armor, a product of Coca-Cola. As Tatum has carried different Coca-Cola brands all season long on board that #1.
Monster Energy last
into
week.
His pit stall and he gets set. There's Gilliam sliding in. Monster Energy last week on Tatum. We've seen him in the Coca-Cola entry. We've seen him in the Mellow Yellow entry, trying to slide off and win the race off pit road, which he will. And I don't think he took tires, Wesley.
He might have just took fuel only. Very, very early in the going. 6.4 seconds on the stop there we were just talking about. Yellow flag. So Pillsbury, Jacob Grant on the hunt for looking to win here at No Limits, Texas. 2 cautions in the early going. Back with more in a moment. LSR TV.
I promise to follow through.
I promise to repair or replace your product.
I promise to get your optics back to you as soon as possible.
A promise is the foundation of our business. We call it the VIP warranty, the very important promise. It's unlimited, unconditional, and lifetime. No matter what the problem is, no matter how the problem occurred, no matter how old the product is, if it says Vortex Optics on it, we will repair or replace your product at no cost to you. Maybe it was an accident, maybe it was your fault, or even your dog's. No matter what happens, we've got you covered.
It's simple. There's no product registration, no receipts to hang on to. Just grab a box, fill out a form, ship us your product. No hassle, no questions asked.
We stand behind the quality and performance of our products, and our commitment to you extends far beyond the initial purchase. I promise.
Back here in Texas, the lights are off for the pace car. Some cars came down to the pit lane. Some did not. Some took on fuel. Some did not. Some took on tires. Some did not. But they better have the other tires on the car or they'll be racing with no tires, and that wouldn't be good at all. We're ready to come back for the restart. Ross Tatum and Deweese, the champion, on the front row alongside Jack Ely. Man, you know, Greg, suffice to say, Jack Ely got snake bit at Bristol last week. That should have been his win in 54. Back to the O'Reilly restart box. Green back in the air at Texas, and we're racing again.
And that was Jack Ely's best race of the season last week at Bristol. As you see Tatum jumping out to the lead, Deweese in second. Altus able to hold on for fourth right now as Ely gets by. Here comes Deweese to the inside, showing some muscle and showing why he is the Season 2 champion with 5 wins on the season for High Five Racing. Joining the team for this series, we had a bunch of these guys in another series on LSR TV in the past. Braxton Deweese joined up with High Five Racing, one of those teams that he raced against in that series. Joined him for this, and here he is leading the way right now with the championship locked up. Looking for second now. Here we go, though. Battle for second, speaking of, as Dyer gets around Ely. The big loser in this one was Ross Tatum. Restarted up at the front. He has fallen back to 6th.
And still a lot of racing to go. You're riding on board with the VRN. Priya Jack Ely. Sizing up. Matt Dyer, the outside. Going up. Will they go up top side? Will they hang down to the bottom? That's a question.
Looking to try to win the drag race down the backstretch as another drag race breaks out behind them. Altus and Ely, but Dyer's going to clear Deweese. Now, Deweese in the number 15. How aggressive do you expect him to be right now? He's got the championship locked. It's over. He's going for win number 6. Do you expect him to just go all out full bore or just kind of ride it out for the first maybe 100 laps or so, see what happens?
Altus on the inside. Deweese is there. Morgan, Ely, They're in that blanket of cars, second through fourth. And single file back to the line with Matt Dyer in that 84-88 machine. Could he finally, Greg, win on the SNB Cup Series? Come very, very close, but just, I think of Talladega being a very close race for him. I think of also Charlotte. Was it Charlotte, the 600-miler race? He comes so close to winning as well.
That was the famous 4 wide for the win here on LSR TV. So I'm sure Matt Dyer remembers that one very, very well and wants some redemption on that one. Leading the way here at Texas on lap 24 of 167, one of the longest races of the year for the SNB Cup Series.
Dyer, Altus, Grant, DeWeese, Ely. Your top 5. Williams, Smith, Gardner. How about Gardner in the 7 car? Right now, he is in the top 10 in 8th. Having a good, solid run for him, Greg, staying out of trouble. And we'll see what he can do. And he's also been one of those cars that have had a lot of different wrap jobs this year as well. I think of black. I think of blue. I think of pink. And now green. Yellow. How many different colors he's had.
And it's just, that's one of the things that we love about this series is we've seen so many different paint schemes on so many different cars through this series. So it has been a lot of fun watching these guys race it out. Can't wait to see what happens next, as we still got to get through this race. But man, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in season 3.
Back straight away into 3. There they go. Dyer, Altus, Grant playing peekaboo there with one another. Ely is in that mix as well outside the top 5. Williams also back up there. Closing in on 30 laps in this race here.
Remember, Gilliam's in at number 28. He was having connection issues earlier in the race, so we're not quite sure what's going to happen. Remember, they are experiencing server issues on iRacing for the last couple of days. By the way, we're down to 13 drivers. Zach Peterson in the number 96 has parked it for the night, so his season will come to an end and he'll get ready for the next one. But it's going to be interesting, Wesley, to watch with these server issues. And it wasn't just the drivers that were being affected by it. Us at LSR TV, we were also being affected by these server issues. So we are just saying that as a disclaimer, you know, hey, there are server issues going on and we are in the bubble of being affected by it if something happens. So just a friendly heads up to our great LSR TV viewers that this is a problem we are aware of. Looks to be stabilized out for the time being, not just on our end, but by Gilliam's as well. So we're hoping that it's in the past, they've got it figured out. But if not, just a heads up, there is a possibility something can go wrong here.
We'll keep an eye on that. I know there's been some issues with Comcast servers for iRacing today. All the while, Matt Dyer from California leading the way in that number 88 machine. Altus, the Daytona winner, in 2nd. Grant 3rd. Williams, the Talladega and the Darlington winner in the 28 machine. Followed by DeWeese for his 6th win. Honestly, if you want to be truthful, 6 points wins, plus the All-Star race win at Charlotte. Ely, I mentioned strong performance for him in 6th. Come close to winning Bristol last week. And Caleb Smith in the back as well, along with Gardner and Helms. Massey, good run for him in the 4. Currently your top team.
As they run laps through, working lap number 32 now. Altus to the lead in the number 94. And Jacob Grant has made his way back up as well. But remember, he was one of those guys who had to take the fast repair after that incident early in this race. So Grant, a nice recovery, but the problem is when you have to take that fast repair so early in the race, Wesley, that can really mess with your psyche a little bit, knowing that you can't exactly go all out here for probably the next 100 laps or so. You've got to be patient and wait for a little bit to try to get things going here. But Grant, he has shown that he has a lot of muscle in that 52 tonight as he gets by Dyer for second.
167 laps, 250 miles. That's half the distance of a regular NASCAR race at Texas for 500 miles. 334 laps. Altus, Grant, Dyer. Now Altus to the lead. How fitting would it be, Greg? Obviously runner-up in the championship. Winner of the first race, winner of the last race. Altus in 94.
Trying to be the bookend on the SNB Cup Series Season 2 season. I believe he was the Season 1 champion, if I remember correctly. Yes, so he was the Season 1 champion. Season 2 champion here, obviously, is Braxton Deweese. Locked it up in the number 15. But Altus trying to show why he was Season 1 champion, why he won at Daytona there to start the season off, and why he's going to be a threat for Season 3. And Wesley, not only with Josh Altus leading the way right now, we also want to welcome him to the LSR TV family. He'll be helping us out here at some point in the future on LSR TV. So welcome aboard Josh Altus as well.
Yeah, Joshua contacted me the other day and was asking me if I could give him any pinpoints to help him out in announcing or broadcasting, and I just simply said, "You want advice from me? Really?" No. Said, but I know he's definitely in Western North Carolina, looking to possibly do some stuff maybe at Bowman Gray Stadium or Tri-County or Hickory or any of those tracks in that area. Hopefully I can be able to get him some acquaintances or some, referrals to, and we'll see where it goes. But yes, Josh Altus will be doing a couple of doing some races with us a time or two on LSR TV after the conclusion of the SNB Cup Series here tonight, and we'll get ready for Season 3, and hopefully it'll be back. But we're watching him right now. Got a good strong run going for him in that 94 car, leading the way. Grant in second. Gilliams, so impressed with Matthew Gilliams, Greg. He sits in third as well as they come to the stripe.
I'm very impressed with him at the fact not only is he having a great run, 2 wins on the season, Darlington and Talladega, but I'm impressed that he's doing this with these connection issues that have been going on here this evening. Oh, as I say it, there's another one. So having to hold on in the Chick-fil-A Camaro. We just got one of those here in Spokane for the first time right around Christmas, Wesley. We got our first Chick-fil-A. Rumors of a second one are beginning to float around, so I'm excited. Finally got to experience that for the first time on a semi-usual basis now. It's about 3 miles or so from my house, and the drive-through on opening night at Chick-fil-A, keep in mind, my house is 3 miles away from Chick-fil-A. The line for the drive-through on opening night stretched a mile past my house, so it was 4 miles. Our producer's saying that's not opening night, that's every day at Chick-fil-A. And I guess that's just something I'm going to have to get used to, having a Chick-fil-A not only in my hometown, but within 3 miles of my house. So just something I'm going to have to get used to, right?
Yeah. At least we eat more chicken, right?
More chicken, yes.
You got a Chick-fil-A, and I want a Whataburger in my neck of the woods in the Carolinas. I wish we had Whataburger. So,
we just
talking
got
about
our
food while we're trying to work.
How's that different than any other night?
I know. Yeah.
You know what I really want to try?
Cheesecake for dessert for Aunt Kathy.
Yes. You know what I really want to try that I haven't gotten to yet is Bojangles.
You have never had Bojangles?
I've never been on the East Coast. Well, that's a lie, but I've only been in the Northeast. I've been up in the New York, Washington, D.C. area. Never had Bojangles.
You're in the South, fella. You got to go to the South to get some Bojangles chicken. That's Popeyes.
Get me on a plane to Charlotte and let's do it. Hey, we have a Popeyes here, too. See, this is what happens when we start talking about food, because we hungry for some racing right now.
Popeyes.
We hungry for some racing right now, and we got it with Gilliams closing in on Grant for a second, and Matt Dyer on pit road in that number 88, getting some tires on the 88 car, coming back out. He's a lap down. Cody Terry coming. Green flag pit stops on lap 41, Wesley.
That's right. Here they come. Our 2 caution flags. Now we have a first cycle of green flag pit stop. Cody Terry and Matt Dyer on lane.
Oh my goodness. So here's what we just had said in our ear. You
want to
noticed
thank
the
Vortex for the sponsor.
Yeah,
for
we
the
want to thank Vortex for being the series. Now, here's what we got. It says right on the car, if you break it, we'll fix it. That, of course, is referring to your glasses at Vortex Optics. However, apparently that works for the car as well because it was broke. He came in and used the fast repair.
Back up the racetrack. And both cars back going again. There goes that machine we were talking about at Cody Terry. Nestled up now behind Gardner for that spot in 6th position. About 40 or so laps away from halfway. As lap number 84 will be the halfway flag in this 167 lap event. Terry in 22 work his way back around the racetrack, and all the while with a big lead over Jacob Grant. Interval back almost
half a second
or more, half a second.
Oh, Matthew Gilliams is really beginning to experience some issues, Wesley. It was really bad there in turns 1 and 2, and it's starting up again. I'm really starting to get worried about that 28.
And this series mandates that if you continue to have some type of a blinking issue, net code, that they will remove you from the race. So that's something we got to keep an eye on here. Right now he's getting a visit from Incan, Blinken, and Nod down the back straightaway with still Altus out in front, and that will be bad disappointment for Matthew Gilliams, Greg, because he is currently in the 3rd position right now.
Going for 2nd. He's going to take the lead as these guys are coming down pit road. Blinky, blinky, blink. Race lead is Altus, Grant, Deweese, and I think Ely's coming too. Everyone's coming.
Yeah, it looks like everyone behind Gilliams is coming down to the pit lane. Matthew Gilliams now the new leader. Here comes Jacob Grant, Altus, Deweese, right there, going to their pit stalls. Green flag pit stops underway on lap number 40. And while that goes on, Matthew Gilliams continues to circle around the racetrack. You see the work being done on Deweese's car. Everyone pulling out. Jacob Grant first. Good pit stop, Greg, for Grant.
Good pit stop for Grant as well as you watch Altus pull off. Gilliams on pit road now as the race leader. Pulls into his pit stall. 2 wins on the year. From Darlington and Talladega as the rest of the field makes their way on. Keenan Massey, Ross Tatum slides into his pit stall. I was worried there that Tatum was going to shoot overboard, but he does hold on to it. Wait and see how it cycles back around. I believe this is going to cycle Matt Dyer back to the race lead, and he's going to have quite the lead over Jacob Grant in 2nd.
But cycles around Matt Dyer. Remember, he came to the pits probably about 10 or so laps ago. And Matt Dyer continuing to lead through turn 1 and 2. No one in. Jacob Grant, we just saw that awesome pit stop he had in the 52 car. He now goes the 2nd. Altus, Ely, and Gilliams now in the top 5 are approaching 50 laps into this event here.
Right there, 50 laps in the books for Matt Dyer, race leader. 167 the distance tonight. 5 seconds over second place Jacob Grant, who I think, Wesley, didn't get the qualifying lap he was looking for, because I think long haul, I think Jacob Grant's the strongest car in town today, based off what I've seen so far.
Maybe so.
Something interesting.
But right
Braxton DeWeese is a lap down, Wesley. He's the last car running on the track, the only car one lap down. Your champion for the year being scored a lap down, so he may have gotten a penalty on pit road.
Possibly. We'll have to find that out here. If we were to get a caution, he would get the free pass. Got one car out of the race already of the 14 that started, and that is Gregory Peterson. Tough, dismal season.
Who's Gregory Peterson?
Zach Peterson. I'm sorry, Greg. I meant Zach Peterson.
Matt Dyer leading the way, but that lead is shrinking, Wesley. It's down to 3.8 seconds for Jacob Grant in the 52. Dyer and Grant, two guys looking for their first wins of the season here in the season finale, as Grant tries to reel him in. Get a run here off of turn number 4. Altus is lurking back there as well, and the number 90 was a winner at Daytona to start here, and that was a very controversial circumstance as well, as it took about 8 minutes after the checker flag fell before we knew who the winner was, and it was Altus in the number 4, but he has not won since then, and no doubt has been looking for a win to try to get some momentum going towards next bookend the season, like we talked about here, with wins start it and finish it. But Dyer, leading the way right now, wants that first win.
As Altus, watch the rest of those cars trying to reel in the leader, Matt Dyer. Slowly but surely, you are seeing Grant and Altus closing in behind them. Still Matt Dyer holding his line in that number 88 machine. Could tonight be the night for Matt Dyer? Could he win the final race of the season for the SNB Cup Series in the Remington 250 finale? We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. Here's a look at your Saw Blade top 5. In Matt Dyer trying to be the winner here at No Limits, Texas. Back with more in a moment. LSR TV, remember now in 4K Ultra HD. Back here in Texas. All that Saw Blade top 5. Hey, speaking of Saw Blade, let's also take a look at the weather conditions, bottom right of your monitor. That's something we haven't really hinted on as well. The weather conditions for tonight. Look at this 3-car battle. Starting to hit up for the lead, and here comes Jacob Grant to the inside. 75 degrees, 79 track temp, and wind speed at 2. Partly cloudy skies. Sun peeking out time or 2, and a new man up in the front. Jacob Grant back to the lead in 52.
Yeah, something happened to Dyer there, because we were watching. We knew Grant was going to catch him here pretty quickly, but I looked up as they came off turn number 4, and Dyer was going about 10 miles an hour slower than Grant and Altus. I don't know what happened there, but looks like whatever it is seems to have shaken off as Dyer into number 88 trying to hang with him. And Wesley, this is a product of Dyer coming down pit road a couple laps before Grant did into number 52. He's interesting move there by Grant to try to break the draft with Altus, something we don't really talk about a whole lot on 1.5 mile tracks, but with this Cup Aero package, it's something that's become more of a factor over the last couple of years. The drafting on these 1.5 mile tracks has really been enhanced the last couple of years. As Altus and Grant almost get together in turn one, Altus has to check up.
Grant, Altus. If Altus now can get around Grant for the lead, because Matt Dyer has lost ground to the top two. They got around him a couple of laps ago. Dyer has fell back. Now you see Grant, Altus now. Game of cat and mouse beginning here between those two cars as they go back into turn number one.
Grant trying to pull away, still searching for that first win. And Grant has been so strong so many times, Wesley. Getting a couple of podiums this season, just has not gotten that win yet. Here he is with a shot at it tonight, leading the way. We're closing in on 100 laps to go here at Texas. It was kind of a shaky start, but we've been going very solid here since then. Question is, what can Grant do after this as he leads the way? Altus second, Dyer fading in third. Then it's a couple more seconds back to Gilliams and Ely as Braxton DeWeese continues to just ride around. He's got the championship. We were thinking he was going to go for 6 in a row, but he's going to need a caution in order to make that happen. Not 6 in a row, excuse me, just 6 on the season.
Grant, Altus, there they are, going back. Turn number one for the lead. Grant, when's the last time Grant won? Didn't Grant win Michigan? I think it was.
No,
Jacob Grant.
Grant has not won a race this season.
He has
on
not
the SNB
won a race.
Cup
That's
Series. It was Sherwood who got the win at Michigan in a great battle with Braxton DeWeese that night as well. One of the best battles for the win we've seen all season long in the SNB Cup Series was that battle between Sherwood and DeWeese back at Michigan. Catch that race in the archives on LSR TV. And while you're at it, hit the like button on this one as well and subscribe, because we got a whole bunch of awesome stuff coming your way here on LSR TV. We got some new series added to the mix. We've got a returning series getting ready to start up here in a couple of weeks. All kinds of fun stuff coming your way on LSR TV. You're not going to want to miss a minute of the action. Hit that subscribe button as we got a battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead going on again. Here we go. For the top spot, Altus on the inside. Grant up the racetrack. Grant back to the bottom. Altus trying to follow and cut off that line. Cutting off that momentum. He's trying to run down the 52. Just cannot seem to reel him in. He's got that run now out of 4. Just can't shoot to the bottom of the dog leg. Got to run again. He goes to the top shelf there. Trying everything inside, outside, high and low. And Grant throws the block again, Greg.
Grant doing a nice job holding on. Going to be 100 laps to go this time by as you're looking out the back bumper of Jacob Grant for High Five Racing, still searching for that first win on the season. Altus again taking a peek to the inside on board with Grant. 100 laps to go here at Texas. Look at how close Altus gets up there, going off into turn number 2 there, Wesley. He is all over the back bumper of Grant. He wants win number 2 on the season to show, and he's got some momentum built towards round 3 of the SNB Cup Series Season 3, but Altus is going to have to get around a very, very hungry Jacob Grant.
Grant across the stripe along with Altus. The battle continuing for the lead.
Matt Dyer's been on
to
pit
go,
road.
close into halfway.
Matt Dyer's been on pit road, Wesley. He came down, got tires, and he is a rocket ship right now. So with the pit window now open, Wesley, when do you expect to start seeing the rest of them come? Remember, Dyer was the first one on pit road on that last cycle. Now we start watching for pit road to see when these guys think about coming down again.
Thinking what, 20 laps, 25 laps? You think maybe they'll pit again?
Oh, no.
Right before halfway, maybe?
Oh, no, we're going to see him here in the next 5 laps. We're going to see him in the next 5 laps. Matt Dyer's already been down, and we're going to see the rest of them coming here any lap now. They're I'm wondering if we're going to see him here coming up in the next couple of laps even. Here we go. Rob Sherwood coming down pit road into number 9. He's getting the right side tires. So the pit window is open, Wesley, as Sherwood gets his set of tires.
Sherwood on the 29 road tray entry. There you see him. Exiting off pit road. Let's believe again. Sherwood, didn't you say he won Michigan?
Yes.
Michigan winner. There we go.
What in the world just happened to Jacob Grant into number 52? That's going to cost him the lead as Altus going to inherit it, but it looks like he's slowing down. I think we may be seeing Altus come down pit road this time. No, he's still on the gas. Right now, we got a replay on the screen. What happened here between Grant and Altus? This will be the second time they get together as well tonight, as Altus gets a big run. Ooh, just a little contact. And doing the hospital hop there is Grant. That was a nice save, too, by Jacob Grant. Harry on pit road in the 22, getting his service. Right side's going up. Keenan Massey coming down pit road as well in the number 4. He just now exited pits in the number 4. He's got 4 fresh tires on. Harry out of the pit box. Watching now for the rest of the field to make that left turn onto pit road, led by Josh Altus in the number 94, getting the lead, trying to hold on. Pit stop here soon, Wesley.
And we Phil there is coming pit stops, and there you see Altus again, still out in front. There's Grant. He's in Gilliam's third. These drivers will begin to make their way back onto the pit lane. I was thinking somewhere near halfway. It's probably going to be before halfway. For what, lap 73 now of 167. Altus, Grant, Gilliams, they're in that pack with each other. Ely as well. You know, Craig, if you remember Joshua Altus, when he won Daytona, it was a little controversial, if you remember.
It was. It very much was. Did not cross the line first. But there was a black flag issued by iRacing after the checkered to that driver who crossed the line first, which led to Altus coming down and getting the win. Speaking of coming down, we're coming down pit road with Gardner in the number 7 on pit road for his service.
Pit stops for Gardner. His Chevrolet going to take on 4 tires and fuel. Down and away in the 7 mark. Put him now in the 10th position. Couple of more cars on the pit lane. Jacob Grant, there you see the 52. Jack Ely is right behind him in 54. And they'll take on their pit stops as well, Greg. Luis is on pit road again in 15.
There we go. Pit stops underway. Altus, the leader, coming down with second place Gilliams behind him. So, should complete, I believe, the cycle of pit stops as Caleb Smith is the last one that needed to make the turn on, and he's coming down now. No, Ross Tatum in the number 1 staying out an extra lap. So the only one left that is yet to pit now is Ross Tatum as the rest of the field makes their way down. As you watch, Braxton DeWeese, the champion. Robbie Helms, hearing word the 18 has not come down either. There he is after going on his side earlier today. Currently being scored in second. All in all, not a bad recovery for that number 18 as Tatum takes the left turn on the pit road. Helms is going to come down. This will complete the cycle of pit stops, Wesley. Helms, the last car on.
Yep, last one to come to the pit lane. Remember, everyone else is pitted just a few moments ago, probably on 2 or 3 lap tires. Matt Dyer is again back on about 12 to 14 lap old tires. And Greg, suffice to say, new cars up in this battle. But I see Grant starting to reel them in. I see Altus starting going up the ladder. on the scoring pylon, and it looks like it's the same scenario that we saw one time as well. Dyer leading, and then Altus and Grant will hook up, and they'll run him back down right before halfway here at Texas.
So here we go. Just before halfway of the season finale, the Remington 250 here at Texas. Dyer leading the way, but again, several laps older tires than the rest of the field. Braxton DeWeese is currently pinned 3 laps down in that number 15, Wesley. So DeWeese in the 15, he is just out here playing around right now. Doesn't look like he's going to get win number 6 on the season. Oh my goodness. He got a big run on Altus there in the 94. I thought we were going to see some contact. We still might, as you see DeWeese and Altus battling out. That was the battle for the championship, which DeWeese locked up as soon as he took the green flag and completed 1 lap here today. But wow, DeWeese showing he's on number 15.
Yeah, Greg's mic starting to act a little up like mine is earlier. Matt Dyer, still the man out in front. There you see also DeWeese. DeWeese going to get lapped down again, it looks like. He's several laps down in the 15. Maybe he just decided to, I won the championship. Have at it, boys. You guys, go on and try to have a good show. I'll win the championship, and I'll fade back and ride off in the sunset, and you guys do what you need to do to race here.
So DeWeese, he's trying to just ride around and clinch the championship. Dyer leading the way by 7 seconds over second place. Josh Altus, Wesley.
Close it in on halfway in this event for the SNB Cup Series, the Remington 250 finale. As this race again, 167 laps, 250 miles. We are coming up on halfway here. Another lap or so. Coming up on halfway this time by, and there it is, Matt Dyer, the leader. You still see now Brian DeWeese and Altus 1 and 2 for the championship, but right now DeWeese 13, 3 laps out in front of the man in second. Joshua to 94, run down the leader. Matt halfway. Rest our voices. Final time for the SNB Cup Series. We will do an extended kicking the asphalt at No Limits, Texas. back here in Texas. And again, we hope you've enjoyed all of the kick in the asphalts throughout the 2021 season. 2020 season for the SNB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters, as well as tonight in the Remington 250 finale. Wesley out, Greg Rance, Charles Wooten in the production chair at No Limits, Texas for the final race of the season. And Greg, Matt Dyer leading the way, but coming fast is Joshua Altus in 94.
He's closing. It's 1.7 seconds back now of Matt Dyer. The thing is, though, there's a car in between them, and that's Braxton DeWeese, the champion this season, who's pinned 3 laps down right now after some stuff on pit road, but he did win the championship as soon as he completed lap number 1. Altus, though, is in second, trying to close out this season. It's Dyer, Altus, Gilliams, Grant, and Ely.
Matt Dyer still the man in front. Altus, Gilliams, Grant, Ely, top 5. And there's your saw blade, top 5 as well. Side for your extended commercial break. Approaching lap 100. Down the stretch they come. In the finale for the SNB Series, congratulations, Braxton DeWeese. He's the champion right now. Who will win the final award?
Real Tree Timber, developed to own the flyway, has taken the hunting world by storm.
Work like a champ.
Hunters are finding that the versatility of timber works no matter what game you chase.
Hot dog, look at this. Right there.
Whichever game you pursue, timber has you concealed.
This timber in this hardwood bottom looks great. Unbelievable.
Real Tree Timber. Own the outdoors.
I promise to follow through.
I promise to repair or replace your product.
I promise to get your optics back to you as soon as possible.
A promise is the foundation of our business. We call it the VIP warranty, the very important promise. It's unlimited, unconditional, and lifetime. No matter what the problem is, no matter how the problem occurred, no matter how old the product is, if it says Vortex Optics on it, we will repair or replace your product at no cost to you. Maybe it was an accident, maybe it was your fault, or even your dog's. No matter what happens, we've got you covered.
It's simple. There's no product registration, no receipts to hang on to. Just grab a box, fill out a form, ship us your product. No hassle, no questions asked.
We stand behind the quality and performance of our products, and our commitment to you extends far beyond the initial purchase. I promise.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. Closing in on a century grind around No Limit, Texas, Fort Worth. Virtually on iRacing, the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. Welcome back to the Remington 250 finale on your home for sim racing. Now in 4K Ultra HD, I'm Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz alongside Charles Wooten in the production chair. Greg, Altus back to the lead in 94.
And trying to open it up now over Gilliams in that number 28 as they're trying to reel back in on Braxton DeWeese in the 15. Just put Sherwood 2 laps down, trying to catch back up to Deweese, who had gotten one of his laps back under green.
Look out! Jacob Grant in the spin cycle. Will we see a caution? There
And
it
we got a
is. Yellow
caution.
flag 3.
About an 80-lap green flag run there.
Tied in loose off replay, Greg, and there goes Jacob Grant, a.k.a. Pillsbury, the doughboy going around off turn 4. Look at that, just lost it.
He was trying to come down pit road. Fighting. Slide. Save. Now. Good fight, though, by Grant, fighting it all the way through the quad oval.
I think it was Jack Ely, and he was able to miss him, too. Caution's out. Well. So, Greg, do you pit? Stay in your position?
Yes.
What do you do? What does all do? What do you think?
Pitting. No, you're pitting.
You're pitting.
You're pitting unless you're Matt Dyer or Rob Sherwood, the 2 cars who have been down pit road.
That certainly does. That messes up the strategy that Matt Dyer had in the 88 car. Does he come to the pits now? Does everybody come down pit road? Here comes Altus. Braxton Deweese will at least get one of his laps back where he's multiple laps down, as he is the free pass car. And here come the cars into the pit lane, Greg. Look at them going. Tires and fuel.
Everybody taking tires and fuel, getting ready. Finish of this race.
Here comes the cavalry off pit lane. Altus in first and out first. And what a good job for the 94. He is. Back under caution again. Altus again will lead him off the pit lane. And that 94 machine could run there.
Williams, Ely, Gardner, Tatum going to round out the top 5 right now. Smith, Massey, Grant, Helms, Terry, your top 10. Other driver on the lead lap now is Matt Dyer in the number 88, who's finally back on the same cycle as everybody else.
He is back with everyone else on the track, and like we mentioned, we had one car lap down or a couple of laps down. The champion Braxton Deweese will get one of those laps back. This is only the 3rd caution of the race. We had a string of cautions to get things started in the opening 30 laps, Greg, and then we went through almost a 80-lap green flag run, I think you said?
80, I think it was 81 lap green flag run there.
Okay.
Matt Dyer down on pit road now in the number 88, getting some tires.
So any drivers that you're seeing stand out in this race now, Greg, as we go down the home stretch, closing on the final 70 laps or so?
Well, see, that's been the thing with this race, Wesley, is you've had guys on different pit strategies. Guys like Grant, guys like Dyer, Altus, all on different pit strategies, but all 3 of them have taken considerable turns up front. Now everyone's back on that same strategy, so this is going to open it up. I think the next 10 laps or so is going to be really telling about how this race is going to end, because for the first time, you've got guys all on the same pit strategy now.
Our producer thinks anybody in the top 10's got a shot to win. We'll see what Altus can do. Got a really good car there. There goes Deweese. Braxton Deweese back onto the pit lane again. And I think the lights will go off on the pace car, this time by Peter, the pace car driver. We'll get the 1-to-go indication from Barney, the iRacing flagman. And the pace car lights will go out. Couple of cars taking advantage of the wave around. Get ready to double them up. Go back to green to settle the score. The final race of the season here at Texas Motor Speedway tonight for the SNB Cup Series finale.
Altus leading, Gilliam second, Ely, Gardner, Tatum, Smith, Grant, Massey, Terry, Dyer, Helm, Sherwood, 12, Deweese your champion, and 13th coming back off pit road.
It does. It sounds like a massive law firm.
There are too many attorneys in that law firm.
They all got they all got 2% of the company.
Yeah. No.
Call them on the hurt line at the racetrack right now. Altus ready to bring them back to the restart zone, the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone. Here at No Limits, Texas. Caleb Smith to the outside. 1 and 2. Jackie Lee, a hell of a run going for him right now. Trying to redeem himself from having the best race he had at Bristol, coming close to winning last week. We're ready to bring him back to the starting box out of turn 4. Ready, green flag, back to racing again at No Limits, Texas. Over 100 laps, 60 to go.
3 wide deep in the field. Gardner, Smith, Grant, Tatum, all back there. And again, Wesley, I think this next 10 laps is really going to tell how the finish of this race is going to go. With everybody on the same pit strategy now. Ooh, Altus, a little bit of a slide. Lost some ground to Ely as Gilliams comes fighting back. On the outside. Ely now with a crossover, looking for the lead. Remember, he wants that redemption from that win at Bristol last week. That came so close to happening, but just came up short with some damage at the end. Look out, here comes Pillsbury.
Gotta wonder if they're gonna start a little intense here, a little of aggression as we move in to the latter stages of this race. Up the racetrack goes Ely. Down to the inside, new leader. He will carry Tatum with him. Altus falls back to 3rd. Grant to 4th. And how about Gardner in the top 5, Greg, off 2.
Chris Gardner, nice run into number 7 as Grant and Altus coming close together again. This time off of turn number 2. Lost Tatum in the 1, though, getting a nice run there. 2, 3, and 4 as Grant clears Altus for 3rd. Ely now trying to pull away, but he's not getting anywhere right now from Tatum.
Back across the stripe. Ely is there. Ely and Tatum, they're 1 and 2. 2 names at the front of the field. Altus falling back to 5th now. Grant up to 3rd. He's carrying that new pack of traffic behind him with Gardner. Altus, Smith, Gilliams, all right there. Across the stripe to the left. Here they go. Back to turn 1.
Altus with a crossover now, trying to size up Gardner, who's looking for 3rd on Grant. Christian Gardner looking to try to end this one with a top 5. Going for a podium right now. Here comes Smitty. Caleb Smith with a run on the outside. He clears Altus. Now going for Jacob Grant in the 52 as Gardner clears for 3rd. Christian Gardner up as high as he's been in quite some time.
Back to 1 and 2. Yep, Ely's there. Ely and Tatum. Tatum there in that 1 car. Monster Energy last week. Coca-Cola this week. Can he carry that caffeine momentum to the victory lane here tonight at Texas?
Gardner, though, peeking inside of Tatum, who's taking a shot at the lead on Ely. But Gardner's going to get a nose in. Boy, Christian Gardner is turning it up here at the end of this season. He wants this win in the finale.
There he goes. Got himself a sugar high there for a minute. Tatum going to the top shelf. Slinging up down to the bottom. He's got to run. First time we've seen these cars run the top side all night long. Getting aggressive, under 50 laps to go. And here they come. Ely. Gardner up to 2nd. Are you kidding me? Here comes the 7, Greg.
He wants more. He wants the win. He wants a win here in the season finale, and he was taking a peek there on the number 54 of Ely as Smith in the battle side by side now with the 22 of Terry. Continue the battle. Here comes Gardner again, taking a peek to the bottom of Ely. Gardner wants this victory. Crossover going in turn one. He's got the nose in. No, he's able to block it. Is Ely.
Back straight away, Ely is there. Ely and Gardner. Here comes Tatum. Down to the inside. Running, creeping up the racetrack. He'll clear Gardner. So much will that last. Gardner will fall back to third. Altus. And now Grant starting to have a battle of the bone. Here comes Gardner back to the inside on Tatum. Maybe he was just getting that new reprieve. He's out there. Door to door at a 2.
As Grant and Altus door to door out. That's the battle I'm watching, Wesley, because these two have made contact twice already today. Grant and Altus, and here they are finding each other once again.
And just like that,
3 and 4.
Look at Grant and look at Altus. They're doing the same thing. Battle for second and third, battle for fourth and fifth in unison.
Grant able to clear for now, as now Gardner goes back after Ely, tries to pull away, but Tatum lurking back there in the third spot in case something happens. Tatum, a winner earlier this season, was the pole sitter tonight. He wants to show that he can do it here at Texas to finish it off as Ely crosses the stripe to complete lap 115 of 167.
There's Ely. There's Gardner back to second. He's in P2, P3 there. Falls Tatum. Gardner up his track. Open up the door there for a moment, it looked like, for Tatum. Thought better of it. There they go. Tatum back up top side. Here's Gardner on the bottom. Side by side. Will it be for second? Nope. Tatum with a dive. Just cannot seem to shut the door there. Gardner got a new reprieve for the 7 car, Greg, as we go to the back straightaway.
Meanwhile, Braxton DeWeese, who's 2 laps down, got one of those laps back under green, is now fighting his way through traffic to try to get this second lap back under green to try to put himself in a position to maybe get a lucky dog if we get another caution. He has already sliced his way up through most of the field. He's 4th in line right now in the 15, just hasn't gotten up to the front yet, but it's Ely, Gardner, Tatum, Grant, Altus, your top 5. Luis, though, separating them out right now.
Gardner into the wall again.
Ely continues to lead. Gardner, though, with a big run off of turn number 4. This could be the run that Gardner needs. He's going to go down to the bottom. He may have it this time, Wesley. Ely fights back on the outside. Gardner slid up the track. That's not going to help him, as here comes Tatum to the inside. Tatum going to take advantage to try to get second place. He will off of turn number 2.
To the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. For the championship, it is already said and done. Braxton DeWeese has won the title. 2 laps down, back in 13th. Took the drop of the green. Here today, he won the championship. Now, who will win the war? Who's going to win the Remington 250 finale for the SNB Cup Series Season 2 finale here at No Limits, Texas? It's Ely out in front trying to get redemption from his bad luck at Bristol last week. Gardner in the dogfight. And now, Tatum, Grant, 4 cars for the lead as we approach the final 40 laps.
Joshua Altus on pit road in the number 94, and he's been there for quite some time, Wesley. You think he's getting the left side tires on. Altus back out on the track, a lap down. So Josh Altus going off sequence in the number 94. Gonna throw a monkey wrench into this because now we got to start keeping our eye out for pit road. That opens the pit road door.
The Daytona winner and the man that is the runner-up the championship back on pit lane. 40 laps to go this time by for Jack Ely. 45 to go, coming up on 40 remaining. Ely, Tatum, Gardner, Grant, Williams, your top 5. Single file around Texas. When do you make your move, Greg Rance? When do you go for it?
Well, that depends. What car do you want to be in right now, Wesley? If you're in the 54 or the 1 right now, you're kind of just riding it out and letting it happen. But if you're back here in, say, Matthew Gilliams or Jacob Grant, who, by the way, are in a battle for 4th, you might want to start thinking about making your way up there as soon as you possibly can, because you don't want to let Ely, Tatum, and Gardner get away from you up here. Cody Terry, though, he's not done with Grant just yet. He wants the 5th spot back. He wants the top 5 to seal the deal here as well. Keenan Massey in the number 4. No doubt he'll be looking for some better luck next season as well. Season 3 of SNB Cup Series. We'll go into the planning stages here. Up front, it's Ely and Tatum breaking away as Deweese tagging on 2 laps down right now. Just trying to hold on and make some noise at the end here.
And by the way, NASRA, the midgets tomorrow night. We'll have it for you on LSR TV. Charles and Craig will be in the broadcast. And then we do not come back for another broadcast until Sunday afternoon. 12 noon, round 3 of the CRN Outlaw Esports Tour. That'll be from Homestead Miami Speedway.
And that's been a very exciting class to have here on LSR TV. Starting it off, getting some runs in at Daytona. The incredible race at Daytona that Matt Lee won. Daytona Road Course, Garrett Main's getting the win. We've said that a time or two.
Yep, dominated
the LSR TV.
Dominated the road course event.
No doubt looking forward to seeing what happens at Homestead next week, or Sunday night, excuse me. Then we've also got
doubleheader
from Northwest Tour coming up. Langley and Lanier, not this weekend, but next weekend, next Sunday night. Langley and Lanier.
Langley and Lanier International Raceway. Lanier. Langley.
I'll get it as soon as we take the checker flag there.
Are you considered a Yankee up in the Northwest?
I don't know.
Langley and Lanier coming up on Sunday for the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products.
And the Northwest Racing Series is getting ready to start back up.
Yes, sir. Next Monday, right? Next Monday. I'm not going to sleep on my phone. I'm not going to sleep on my phone while it's vibrating. It's my alarm. And no Taco Bell before the race. That's right.
Leader on pit road, or second place on pit road, excuse me, Ross Tatum.
Got to live Moss after. 40 laps to go, and there are green flag pit stops underway.
Ross Tatum coming down pit road.
Hey, he's drinking my favorite drink. He on the sponsor tonight. On the sponsor, Body Armor. He's got Body Armor on the car. Of course, that is there's another hard word, Greg. A subsidiary of Coca-Cola products. The Body Armor is good. I am seriously about to tell our producer off on the air. Live. For everybody to hear it in 4K Ultra HD. Oh. In a nice way, listeners and viewers, he's calling me fat. I'm not fat. I'm a very... I am a precision instrument of speed and aerodynamics. Yes.
You hurt your what?
Good job.
Hurt your what?
He did what in his cup? Oh, wow. 37 laps to go. As there goes Gardner. What a run for him. He's in third right now, but he is not pitted.
So, Wesley, you like wrestling, right? Did you ever watch TNA Impact back in the mid-2000s when they had, all the big guys, Kurt Angle, Scott Steiner, guy in question here. You had Samoa Joe.
Kurt Angle was always a midget in my opinion. He was never a big guy.
Well, no. So remember when Scott Steiner and Samoa Joe were having their big feud, and Scott Steiner just out of nowhere just yelled, "He's fat!" out of nowhere. That's what that previous comment reminded me of.
Yeah.
Jacob Grant coming down pit road.
52 on pit road. I think I try to stay in shape. I try to drink body armor a lot. I go to the gym. And I love chicken. Yeah.
Oh, that got our producer's attention. Caleb Smith also on pit road. In 12. Who else is coming down? Who else
road, the leader to the pits.
A lot of people coming down. Ely,
and
Gilliams,
Massey will
Gardner.
cycle around as the new leader. Matt Dyer now to sec.
I think Dyer was already
all
on pit
pitting
road.
together. I think they're all pitting together, Greg, to stay in sequence with one another.
That Massey and Dyer. Robbie Helms, the third car that has not pitted. Make that two. Keenan Massey cuts left on the pit road after leading a lap. Back it down.
Matt Dyer back to the lead. 33 to go.
So Altus
Greg,
will be on the
can they
oldest
go
tires.
to the finish? Was that the money stop under the green flag sequence of pit stops, you think?
Under green, yeah, I think you can go to the end here. Here we go, Matt Dyer on pit road.
But what if we go to overtime?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Robbie Helms for the first time leading here at Texas 18. Been a kind of a crazy year for him.
Up and down here for sure. He's in stay out to lead a lap. Remember, he was on his side earlier today.
And when he pits, it'll cycle back around to Joshua Altus to the 94 as the leader.
Who's on about 15 laps older tires than the rest of them. Here's the thing, Wesley. Dyer was so far ahead of Helms. Dyer still got credit for leading the lap. Helms is coming this time. We'll see if he can get around the line or to the line before Altus passes him. I don't think he's going to, because he's coming down pit road right about now, and Altus is going to make the pass on him right about meow.
New leader, Altus, the 94.
Tatum in second.
And he's right there with him.
He's going to go to the inside. He wants a liter of Coca-Cola as he gets the lead away from Joshua Altus.
The body armor, number 1, moves to the number 1 position in car 1. The P1, Altus back to second now. 30 laps to go, under 30 now here at Texas.
Got body armor on board, but we know his favorite drink to have is a liter of cola. Altus in second. Ooh, I just noticed. I think I'm looking at Braxton DeWeese, and I believe, Wesley, I see... Nope, I was seeing things. I thought I saw some damage on the back end of the 15 car, but nope, he does not have damage. It was just my eyes playing tricks on me.
Hashtag fake news on Greg's part. 29 to go. Well, well, well. Ross Tatum, the boss, in the number 1 car. Out in front, pulling away from Altus. Ely, Gilliams, Gardner in your top 5. What a run for Tatum.
Tatum trying to seal the deal with a victory. It would be his second of the season, as he won at Martinsville earlier this season as well. $141 laps on the board right now for Ross Tatum. 26 to go, if my math is correct, which, I mean, we all know me and my mathematics are not exactly on par.
27 and 26 remaining when they come to the line.
Exactly.
Only a lap off. You're okay.
.8 seconds between Tatum and Ely at the stripe this time. 5.3. So that time Ely was able to shave half a second off in the draft on Braxton Deweese. He's got Gilliams behind him though, so a 3-car draft right now trying to close in on Tatum for the race lead.
Inside, Ely trying to get around Gardner. That's for third. And that's Williams, actually Deweese there up the racetrack. Apologies, I thought it was Gardner.
Gilliams in the Chick-fil-A car. Here comes Healy. Crossover by Gilliams. He's to the inside. And now he's going for the race lead. Turn number 4. Second, excuse me. He's trying to get up there in the second. He's going to take it. So now Gilliams up in the second. Trying to race down Tatum. 5 seconds back.
Back straightaway. There you see him. And Ely. Run down Gilliams and make a run for the finish on Tatum. And how about Matthew Gilliams, Greg? What a great run for him. 2 wins on the season. He won that wild playoff race at Talladega a couple of weeks ago. Now he sits in second spot.
Gilliams having a great run. Was 5 seconds back, but he has really opened it up now over Gardner and Ely. It's now 4.7 back. He's about 0.2 faster than Ross Tatum right now. Couple laps difference on the tires, but with about 20 to go. Not this time, not the next time, but the time after. Actually, no, it'll be 20 the next time by. 1 car coming down pit road now. It's Sherwood in the number 29. He's 2 laps down, so he's going to come down for his final service of the season. 21 laps to go, Wesley. We'll see what Gilliams is this time. This time it was 0.4 of a second quicker. At the rate he's going, I think he will be able to catch him at this rate.
We'll see what goes on here. There you see him. Watching these cars come their way. There's Caleb Smith. $20 to go here at Texas Motor Display. No Limits Texas, the virtual iRacing SNB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Holler. Hunters, tonight it is the Remington 250 finale on Live Sim Racing V. If you'd like to know more details, go to livesimracingv.com. I'm Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz alongside Charles Wooten from Texas in the production chair in the booth, handling the bells and whistles and the buttons and all of that stuff. Ross Tatum looking to be the man in the victory lane, number 1 car for body armor. If he hold on, just under 20 to go, Gregory.
Just under 20 to go. Coming to begin lap number 150, which will mean 18 to go right now as they cross the stripe. Tatum, it's 3.8 seconds. Now it's 3.5. So Gilliams is closing in about 0.3 of a second a lap. Does he have enough time? I think he does.
There goes Gilliams.
Here comes Tatum to the lead, or pit road. Ross Tatum coming down pit road. I thought he may have been able to make it. So that, all right.
Goodness.
Pit window's open. Pit window's open, meow.
Do you think they'll have to pit again, Greg?
I think think you're going for it at this point now. You got to pit because now Tatum's on fresh tires.
Strategy for Ross Tatum, or do they all have to come back down pit road one more time?
I think they all have to come because here they come. Yeah, I think they're all going to be coming down now because if they don't, Ross Tatum's going to be eating them alive for the rest of the race.
I'm alive. Come here. I'm going to eat you. Num, 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 num. And Williams is the leader of the 28 car. There's Cody Terry. Had a good run for Cody Terry tonight, Greg. Right now he's in second spot. Under 20 to go. And coming up on actually 10 remaining this time by.
15 laps to go, Meow, as Gilliams continues to lead the way. Hey,
I'm just wishing. I thought this race was over faster. I'm sorry.
Wesley finally caught on. I've only been playing cat game for the last 20 laps trying to see how long it takes him to get it. I got 9 meows in before Wesley even acknowledged it. Just saying that right meow.
Meow, meow.
So I tied the movie. Remember, in the movie when they played cat game, it was 9. The bet was 10. Here we go. More action on pit road.
Meow, 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 meow. Okay, I beat you, Greg. Meow.
No, because you have to actually use it saying now instead of meow. We'll talk more about the rules later.
Here they come back to the pit lane. Meow.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you play cat game. As you see Gilliams on pit road.
There's Chick-fil-A on the hood.
Yes, sir.
My hood. I found my hood. It's Caleb Smith. And there goes Cody Terry on pit lane. Gardner in the lead. He's going to have to pit too. It sucked for him in the 7 car. Man.
What a run, though, for Gardner in the 7. What a fantastic run to close the season out for Christian Gardner.
Gardner crossed the line. Laps are winding down. 12 to go. Meow.
Laps continuing to click away. Dyer in second, about a second back of Gardner. And you're watching the SNB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. Season finale here on LSR TV. Gardner leading the way right meow. But Dyer has closed it in 0.3 of a second, and then it's about 5 back to Keenan Massey. So, question is, Dyer and Gardner, are they going to try to make it to the end? 10 laps to go this time by.
Laps to go next time around. Gardner and Dyer, are they going to fight it out here and not pit? Massey third, Ely fourth, Grant fifth. And then the man who
look at the difference.
Was in the 1 car, Tatum. Well, look at
the difference of speed between Gilliams and these guys who have yet to pit, Gardner and Dyer. Dyer to the lead with 9 laps to go at the line.
And they go to the finish. Matt Dyer. Strategy. Could it be in his favor, Greg? He's in the lead.
He's going to try it. Dyer's going to try to go to the end. He wants this win. He's going to roll the dice. And I think that may be what he was trying to accomplish with the shorter runs, Wesley. I think he was trying to set himself up into a window that he might be able to make it. See if he can do it. Dyer, Gardner, Massey, your top 3 right now. They have yet to pit. All the way back and forth is Jack Ely, who's led laps tonight. Dyer. He's out again. 7 laps to go. Cross the line this time. Dyer pushes up the track. He's going to let Cody Terry go. Dyer is letting off the throttle very, very early right now, Wesley. He is trying to save fuel to go for this win.
He certainly is. 7 to go. Hey, by the way, we were talking about tacos early. Bikini season is just around the corner. Unfortunately, so is the taco truck. I'm sorry, somebody just sent me that message. Oh.
Oh boy. 5 laps to go at the line for Matt Dyer. Can he do it? Wesley, he's been off sequence this entire race trying different stuff. Can he get 5 more laps out of it? I think he can. I think he might be able to do this. Christian Gardner is definitely in conservation mode as well in the 7 car. I think Gardner's banking on Dyer not being able to make it.
Matt Dyer from California, trying to win his first career SNB Cup Series race here at the finale at Texas. Gardner is in second. Another driver that's had a dismal season. Lying in the weeds. Under 5 to go. 4 to go.
Dyer do it. It's up to 4.4 seconds. Massey 8.4 back. These top 3 are all playing the fuel conservation game right now. Trying to stretch it out. Gardner and Massey both trying to steal it in case Dyer runs out. Dyer's going for it, man. Three to go. Can Dyer make it? Can Gardner make it? Massey, can he make it? Matt Dyer, compared to Gilliam's, who came down pit road at one point, is running about 10 miles per hour faster, or 10 miles an hour slower on the straightaways than Gilliam's is, as Dyer continues to hold on. 2 to go. 3 miles left in the season. Dyer trying to stretch it. Can he hold on and get that elusive victory? Braxton Deweese locked up the championship, but could we be just a lap away from another first-time winner this season? Matt Dyer is coming through turn 3 and 4. Barney's going to give him the white flag. The CRN 1 to go for the final time this season. Matt Dyer is 1 lap away from making it go.
Final lap of the race and of the season for the SNB Cup Series. By the way, the voice of LSR TV is CRN Sports. More information at wearecrn.com. Back straight away. Final time. Braxton Deweese is the champion. The second season champion. As Altus won it last year. Coasted from here. Matt Dyer will come out of turn 4. Finally, Matt Dyer, a winner of the SNB Cup Series.
And Gardner's out of fuel.
Texas.
Christian Gardner's out of fuel. Deweese gets in the Massey. They come down the line. Massey's out of fuel as well. Deweese going to get up in behind. Massey's going to get second. He's out of fuel. Ross Tatum is going to finish 3rd.
Wow. What a change of events, the final lap, and it's all said and done. The CEM Motorsports number 88 Ford, Matt Dyer, finally a winner of the SNB Cup Series here at Texas.
What a job by Matt Dyer to stretch the fuel. He's going to get some help from his CEM teammate, Caleb Smith. Matt Dyer finally breaks through. Gets that win. He's got his team on board. And Matt Dyer, does he have enough fuel to celebrate? He's going to at least try. Your winner of the Remington 250 to close out the season. Matt Dyer finally gets it done.
What a job. Congratulations, but he'll burn them down. Burning it down.
And up
for
coming
Matt
around.
Dyer.
And coming around also to do the celebration of his own on the finish line, Braxton Deweese. He is going to celebrate with a championship earnout here on the front stretch as well. Deweese, your champion with 5 wins on the season. He locked it up before we got to the finish of this one, locked it up on lap number 1, and just a little bit of a burnout, nothing major, but Deweese no doubt going to celebrate. Very, very excited in the Deweese household for sure, Wesley, but we got a couple orders of business left to do. First up, we got to take a look at the SawPlay.com unofficial results.
Yes, for the final time, we'll go probably 8, and you take the second part because we only had 15 cars. Matt Dyer picking up the win in the 88 machine. Second spot is Keenan Massey in the 4. Ross Tatum in the 1 car. Matthew Gilliams in the 28 is 4th. 5th is Joshua Altus. Cody Terry is 6th, and Jacob Grant will finish in the top 7.
Christian Gardner did a great job trying to stretch the field. Unfortunately, came up about half a lap short in 8th. He's the final car on the lead lap. Caleb Smith in 9th, 1 lap down. Jack Ely in 10th, 1 lap down. Bobby Helms, Braxton DeWeese, your champion. Rob Sherwood and Zach Peterson did not finish the race. 14 drivers took the green flag in the season finale here tonight, Wesley.
There you go. And when it's all said and done, Braxton DeWeese wins the championship. Talk to him in a bit, even though he had kind of a dismal race. We'll find out what happened to him in the 15. And furthermore, Matt Dyer, finally a winner on the SNB Cup Series in car number 88. The EM Motorsports will look to him as well. Back with more in a moment. Post-race interviews. Championship interview. We'll put a tip for the cap on the season and tonight from No Limits, Texas. More in a moment on LSR TV, your home for sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Hey, we're back here at Texas Motor Speedway. It is now time for what is the final post-race wrap-up for the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters and the Remington 250 finale on LSR TV. Wesley Outland, Greg Rance. We will talk with our drivers in a moment. First off, Matt Dyer, the winner, then the champion, and a whole bunch of other extra interviews along the way. Runner-up tonight. What a run for this driver. He's also the best of the rest champion in the number 4, Keenan Massey. Keenan, congratulations on that championship. And most of all, way to redeem yourself. That's been a up and down, crazy season for you on the tour.
Man, I could not agree with you more. Started off the season kind of weak, really grew. I had awesome teammates over there at High Five. I could not have done this without them. Awesome playoff run for I think I had 2 top 5s, and then now this second place finish, by far my best of the season. I also got to thank you guys for broadcasting our league. You know, getting us all out there. Makes us look good, makes you all look good. I really appreciate that. I also want to thank Appalachian Holler Hunters for sponsoring the league. It's awesome to see outside sponsors coming into this stuff. And yeah, just again, I got to thank my teammates. I could not have gotten this best of the rest championship, could not have gotten a second place without them. I also got to thank King Grant Paints for the awesome paint scheme I've been able to run these past few weeks. And I'm just thrilled to get a second place finish and finish the season off strong. And I'm super excited for season 3.
Well, Keenan, before we let you go real quick, I just want to ask you about the end of this race, because you were saving fuel like a madman there, and you ran out coming off of turn number 4 and were able to cross the line for second. So real quick before you go, just tell us about the end of that race.
Yeah, so we all kind of came into the pits. I've decided to pit a lap after my teammates, and they started saving before me, because this whole time, halfway through the run, I thought I was good on fuel. I thought I was like 0.2, 0.3 to the good. And then I came to the realization that I was actually a lap short. So those last 15-ish laps, I just was clutching all the way in through one, getting the gas as late as I can. I started seeing everyone else starting to pit, and I started, getting a little nervous. Adrenaline started getting up, and that's what I said. I just kept trusting my teammates. They just told me to save, don't worry about it, and everything will fall into place. And sure enough, I'm glad I went with them and able to get a second place finish and got that little extra bump from our champion to get me across the finish line. So that was an awesome moment.
Keenan, we want you to thank your sponsors as well, but what can you take from this race tonight to prepare to make you a better driver virtually for season 3?
I think I just got my confidence level up tonight. I think that's what I've been missing, is my confidence, and being able to come out and finish this strong, working well with my teammates. I'm really excited just to try to go mistake free and get these good finishes I've been getting here at the end of the season and carry that over to season 3. So I'm just excited. That's all I got to say.
Got anybody sponsored?
I just want to thank King Grant Paints one more time, and High Five Racing.
High Five Racing driver number 4, the best of the rest champion, Keenan Massey, also a runner-up here tonight at Texas. Victory lane we go. Well, me and this guy have had a pass together in years, but in previous races for other different racing leagues. And I always told him that if you want to get the TV time, if you want to show your true talent, get up there, make something happen. Remember Charlotte? He came so close to winning that race and then literally got snake bit by Braxton DeWeese down the stretch. Well, tonight, he played his cards right, played the strategy, and he's in victory lane for CEM Motorsports after a fuel mile gamblage. It works for you, Matt Dyer. Matt, congratulations, man. I say that humbly to you. You finally got a win here on LSR TV. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was definitely a nail biter. Just watching the fuel go down and hoping we could make it too, but. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I've been so close so many times, but the strategy just never quite fell into our place. So, it feels good to finally you have to go.
Matt, tell us about what you were doing throughout the race. We noticed it around probably 20 to go, right when the pit window opened for that final round of pit stops. We noticed that you looked like you were getting ready to go for it. Were you short pitting there to try to get yourself into position to be able to go to the end, or did that kind of just work out in your favor as the race progressed?
Before the race, I started working out like how many laps did we have to go to make it at the end, and I knew with how tires were at this track, short pitting would get you a pretty big gap, and the tire fall off would make it to where like by the time they got to you, you would be making your next pit stop, and it seemed to be working out pretty good. Unfortunately, I think halfway through the race I got caught a lap down, because of that caution, but I think that ended up helping me in the long run.
Matt, was the crazy road you've been on in the last couple of months, even since last year, worth it to finally get this win tonight?
I definitely think it's more sweet here, just because I know Texas Texas pretty well, and it is a fun track. At least for me, I know a lot of people don't like it, so I know how to race this track. So it felt pretty good, but it was definitely a nail biter.
Sponsors, people you want to thank on the 88.
Everyone, CM Motorsports, your Rep Sports, your Raise Energy, to you guys for broadcasting each week. Appalachian Holler Hunters, Josh and Rob, for putting this thing on. So, thanks, to all of them. And Caps as well for letting me know, the fuel strategy.
Matt Dyer wins here tonight in the Remington 250 finale and finally picks himself a win on the SNB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters here at No Limits, Texas. Congratulations to Matt. Again, now we're going to shift gears. We're going to talk now to our top three in the point standings as we continue extensive coverage of the final race of the season for the SNB Cup Series. Third place in the points, driver, the number one machine. Hey, I love some body armor. Ross Tatum, you will finish in the number 3 spot for the championship points. What's your take of this season? One win on the year.
Season was really good. I was a little bit trying at different times. I had a lot of bad luck, especially first part of the playoffs. But other than that, man, it's been really fun. A lot of really good drivers in here. Very competitive. I can't wait to do it again next year, and I'm glad you like body armor because it pays my bills.
I love body armor.
Ross, tell us about the race as a whole. You proved that you were one of the fastest cars in town by being fastest in practice. You were on the pole and up at the front a couple of different times through the race. Always seemed like you were up in the mix at the end of this. And at the end, with the different fuel strategies, you come home with a third place. But man, a great end of the season. It's got to feel good considering, like you said, how some of the rough luck went here in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it feels really good. I honestly thought I had that race won. I didn't think there was any chance that anybody could make it on fuel, but then they did. So congrats to Dyer and Massey. That was really cool. But it was. I love Texas. This is probably my favorite track on the game. Not this Texas. I like old Texas, but new Texas is okay too. But yeah, it was nice to come out with a third.
A good job for Ross Tatum. Again, one win this season, and he'll finish third of the points. Thank your sponsors, and we'll let you go, Ross. We'll see you next year.
Okay, I definitely got to thank Coca-Cola, Body Armor for paying my bills, keeping the lights on, and then got to thank my painter, Agent NASCAR on Instagram. His paints are awesome, and my body armor, my monster schemes all look great, and can't wait to show off more paint schemes next season. And then I got to thank Shadow Racing for picking me up halfway through this season, and Brockton for being a good teammate. Sucks he couldn't make it tonight, but looking forward to next season.
Ross Tatum, third in the points here for the Season 2 of the SNB Cup Series. Runner-up in the points, the defending champion from Season 1. His one and only win came at the start of the season. Seems so long ago. After 14 weeks back at Daytona, the driver out of the Commonwealth of Virginia, the car number 94, for MP Motorsports, Joshua Altus. Runner-up, your thoughts on the race and the season here tonight?
Yeah, we had a rocket ship of a car tonight. The Vortex Optics Chevy, new look tonight. Got our had a cool black and yellow kind of neon scheme. So, but man, it was a rocket ship early on. We, me and Jacob were battling really hard, and you know, I'm gonna definitely go talk to him after this race. You know, I feel like we were just racing at Charlotte extremely hard, and it ended up, I think, ultimately costing both of us a chance at the win. So I'm not quite sure what all that was about. I know he thinks I raced him hard, and I think he raced me hard. So we'll talk about it. I run a lot with those guys over on the adrenaline side, so we'll talk about that. But I can't believe, first, congratulations to Matt Dyer. Like Ross just said, I had no idea those guys could make that on fuel, man. We got shuffled back a little bit on a late restart, or kind of mid-race restart, and we're just trying to stay ahead of the game. You know, I didn't want to, you know, stay where I was at, because we were just kind of in between a rock and a hard place, kind of getting roughed up by a couple different guys. So tried to pull a strategy card and come get fresh tires and kind of break it up into two segments. And I don't know if I just ran the tires off it, or those guys were able to step up their laptops. But, you know, I really thought we were going to be closer to a win there. But, you know, we'll take a 5th place, you know, still finish 2nd place in points. Once Tatum got by me on those fresh tires, I was worried that he was going to go up there and win that race and take 2nd in points. So, you know, thankfully we got 2nd in points. Whole season in general, man, I mean, it's been a great season. Pretty much like everyone else has said, the competition level is, you know, it's just another level, you know, compared to last year. So many good, talented drivers in here, and you got to beat everyone every week. That's what makes it so hard. So I definitely wish we could have gotten a couple more wins this year. I think we were definitely capable of winning more races. We just couldn't quite put it all together. But you know, that's just part of racing, I guess.
Josh, I'm going to actually kind of follow up on that point there that you mentioned. You got one win on there, came in the season opener in Daytona. You were so close so many times, but the silver lining in there is you were one of the most consistent drivers in the series all year long. Seemed like every single week we saw you up at the front at some point. That's got to give you some confidence going back into season 3 as you try to get your crown back from Deweese, knowing that, hey, we were running awesome all year long. We were up in contention for the win just about every week. It just didn't quite go our way, but no doubt with a little bit more luck, you're going to be a force in season 3. That's got to be comforting for you for sure, right?
Oh, absolutely, Greg. You know, you got to put yourself in position to win, and I feel like we did that most of the year. Obviously, we had some off races here and there, but like you said, majority, you know, I don't know how many podium finishes we had, but I feel like it was a ton, and just got to figure out a couple extra things. I got to say congratulations to Braxton Deweese, everyone at Hi-Fi Racing on winning that championship. He's definitely deserving of it. He went out and won 5 races this year, and you can be as consistent if you want, but if you only have one win and your competition's going out and winning every week, it's hard to gain points on them. So, it definitely feels good to be running up front and running consistently. We just need to, figure out how to go to that next level and be able to close out some of these races.
Well, last question. We'll let you go, Joshua. Thank your sponsors again in full, and definitely looking forward to season 3 coming up here, hopefully in a couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I got to thank Christian Gardner and Appalachian Holler Hunters for coming on board and sponsoring our series all year. All these different partners that have been the race sponsors are all partners of him and Appalachian Holler Hunters. So great that we were able to give a bunch of his partners some love. I got to thank my teammates at MP Motorsports, Rob, Zach, Cody, and Matthew. I mean, it's awesome to be able to race with your buddies and race competitively. Thank you to Tyler Stutesbury and tight end Lusoff for coming on late as an associate sponsor with us. Obviously, you guys at LSR TV, all our viewers, and it was a great season. Congrats again to Braxton, and we're going to take a short little break, get stuff ready for season 3, and go after him.
Season 1 champion. Runner-up this year for the championship and the Daytona race winner. It's Joshua Altus in car number 94 for MP Motorsports. So we have mentioned Keenan Massey winning the Best of the Rest champion. Matt Dyer, the winner here tonight at Texas for the final race of the season. We've talked to Ross Tatum. We talked to Joshua Altus. We also want to acknowledge the other drivers that were in the top 10, including Caleb Smith, Matthew Gilliams, Spencer Hardison, Robert Sherwood, Evan Coleman, Jack Ely, and even Tucker Wingo. And now it all comes down to the champion. 3 wins in the regular season, including the non-points all-star race at Charlotte. And then in the playoffs, he went on to win 2 out of 4, winning the opening race at the Watkins Glen Road Course. And, of course, last week in the penultimate race of the season at Bristol. He is your official 2021 SNB Cup Series Season 2 champion, the driver of the number 15, Braxton DeWeese for High Five Racing. Big high fives and congratulations to you for the Buckeye State driver. What are you feeling finally winning the championship?
Running hard, about time being consistent and getting all these wins pays off. I'm really proud of the number 15 team in High Five Racing and all my teammates for helping me out and getting me through the year on a good note. It was a really good season. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Braxton, 5 wins on the season, plus the All-Star race that we didn't get a chance to stream on LSR TV. But, man, what was it about the switch to High Five, the switch to Toyota, that just seemed to click in the second half of the season?
Just more knowledge of the car, racing with my teammates there, Keenan Massey, Jacob Grant, and Tyler Stewksbury. Just us practicing together, sharing our knowledge throughout the year, really just helped us all figuring out the car and the tracks that week. And just us working together and sharing our ideas together and helping each other out is what really helped us there.
Did you struggle at Texas tonight, Braxton, or was it just, hey, I've won the championship, I've got 5 wins, I'm just going to let these guys have at it? What was the mindset?
The mindset's always go in the race and win, and that was the mindset for this race as well, even though if I locked the championship after completing 1 lap. The goal was to win the race. I had a couple speeding penalties. Glad that the championship was locked up, or that probably would have threw it away. So glad my previous finishes helped me on that. We're still making mistakes even though I'm a champion, so we got to work on that for next season. Try to limit the mistakes to 0 every single race, and I think we'll get through every single race cleanly.
Braxton, I look at everything that you've gone through from when you run the Adrenaline iRacing League, when we covered that on Sunday nights last year, to some of the hiccups, the trials and tribulations, to even some of the controversial moments of even this season on the SNB Cup Series, to redeem yourself and you know, to get the respect of Altus and other drivers in this series as your peers. What does that mean to you to be the champion?
It means a lot to me, especially putting in time every Wednesday and every other day that I practice, whichever day that is. Just putting in the time and finally becoming champion. It's all paid off. There's nothing better you can get right here. So just like I said, it's all paid off. It's great.
And sponsor time, people you want to thank.
Alrighty, I want to thank Zimmerman for coming on board for the 15 car. They're a really big sponsor for myself, a really big supporter for any car I'm in, and just in general. I want to thank Ron's Pizza, Ben's Publical, Ravenwood Enterprise, Scott Martin and Jeff Schmidt, NASCAR Technical Institute, Blaze Design for this paint scheme, but also King Grant Paints for doing previous paint schemes as well. I want to thank you guys, LSR TV. You guys do a great job. I love going back and watching the broadcast. I want to thank High Five Racing for letting me drive the 15 car. Hope to return for season 3 as long as my schedule allows it. And I want to thank Tyler Lusoff, Comfort Air Solutions.
DeWeese, the 2021 SNB Cup Series champion of Season 2, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters, the number 15 for High Five Racing. Well, Greg, your final thoughts on the season, tonight's race at Texas, as we wrap it up here. It's been a fun 14 weeks of racing.
It really has, Wesley. This series was a lot of fun. Great entertainment on LSR TV every single Wednesday night. The racing was fantastic. So many different winners. Wesley. Going into the playoffs, only 2 drivers, 2, had won multiple races on the season. We saw a third one get a win in the playoffs, but man, such an incredibly competitive series. Braxton DeWeese, of course, with 5 wins on the season. Spencer Hardison with 3. Gilliams with 2. Everyone else had 1 win apiece, and it was just incredible to watch these guys always battle it out. It seemed like every single week there was a new player up front, and to end it with Matt Dyer finally getting that elusive win that came so close so many times. It was awesome to see him get that win, and Braxton DeWeese to get the championship after an awesome second half of the season. One of the most dominating second halves we've ever seen here on LSR TV. Congratulations to all involved. Man, season 3 is going to be epic.
Yeah, pleasure and a fun time, as always, working with, again, the great folks of the SNB Cup Series. SNB Cup Series on Facebook if you'd like to know more about them. Also, thank you again to Christian Gardner, Appalachian Holler Hunters, title sponsor, Vortex Optics, tied in loose off the YouTube radio show channel, all the big people that were a part of it. And, of course, as always, pleasure working with you, Greg. Also want to acknowledge Samuel Dyer. He called a race a time or 2 with us in the series, as well as Brett Rolls. Couldn't do it without all of those guys that have helped out along the way. When it's all said and done, Keenan Massey, the best of the rest champion. Matt Dyer, winner here at Texas to close out the season. He wins the war. The winner is Braxton DeWeese. The battle, the win, the championship goes to car number 15. For everybody at Rocket Media, for Jeff Stabnow in the production chair, as always, Charles Wooten. For Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. We'll see you soon for Season 3 of the SNB Cup Series. God bless you all. Be good to one another. And as always, thank you for watching in 4K Ultra HD.